Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a little bit, but I'm back. And happy spring. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping behind me, but they are pretty loud. And I'm so happy that the days are getting warmer and that the sun is going down later. I am out of my seasonal depression. Therefore, we're gonna take a few sips of wine and relax and do a Q&A video. So let me get a little bit of wine in. Grab your glass of wine and we're gonna chit chat. So my first question is, where are you from? Was born and raised in the BX. Currently live in Manhattan, but still rep the BX all day. West Side, Uptown. What are you? I am Puerto Rican and Dominican. My dad is Puerto Rican and my mom is Dominican. Do you speak Spanish? And what is your first language? So I do speak Spanish pretty fluently, but my first language is English. Both my parents spoke or speak fluent Spanish. Not sure why they didn't really instill Spanish in me at a young age, but I learned Spanish like in school, like from like family that speak only Spanish. I definitely think that Spanish is important to know, so I did take classes all the way up until I was in college, my last year of college actually. But I don't know why my parents didn't really like push me or teach me Spanish first. I wish they would have taught me Spanish first instead of English, but they didn't. I do know how to read and write in Spanish though. My next question is, did you go to school and did you finish? So yes, I did go to school and I finished in about 3.5 years. So I finished school in 2019. And I went to school for my BS in psychology. Next question is, what made you want to start a business as opposed to choosing a career in your field? So when I went to school, let me take a sip for that. When I did go to school and when I was in school, my plan was to pursue my career, get a job in my career, and the universe just had different plans for me once I finished. So I started my own business like a year after I graduated because I had a job in my field, but it just wasn't satisfying. Like, it wasn't my passion. Like, yeah, I loved psychology, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't in my heart, like, to keep doing for the rest of my life. And so I didn't want to put my all into something and that I know at the end of the day wasn't what I really truly wanted. And it wasn't until I finished school and graduated and things like that that I realized I really want to just start my own thing. Like, I don't really want to work for someone. I didn't like being told what to do and how to do it and deadlines and things like that. I was like, yeah, no. I was also not a people person. Although I went to school for psychology and you have to know how people, how their minds work, and you have to interact with a lot of people in that field, I just was never a people person. I took interest in knowing how the brain works and how emotions work and things like that, and disorders and why people do the things that they do, but it just wasn't in my heart to continue that for the rest of my life. It was more so something I was interested in, but not something I was passionate in. So when I started my business, I was like, I'm gonna take this risk. I wish I would have started that when I was 18, like right out of high school, but we live and we learn, and it's still early enough in my life that I can take this big risk. So that's why I started my business. And that leads us to the next question. What's the hardest thing about maintaining your business? So I guess the hardest thing about maintaining my business would be just being patient and growing. I want to take it very strategically. You know, I don't want to go into debt. I already took a big risk starting this, but you also don't want to take a bunch of risks, especially all at once. That's really how you end up failing. So I really want to just be strategic and take it day by day and grow it to the best of my abilities with what I have right now. And I'm not really in a rush with my business. Like I said, I just want to grow it strategically. Next question is, what made you want to get back on YouTube and why did you take a break? So I wanted to get back on YouTube because I realized that the only way to really be successful in this game is if I open up to my supporters and engage with them, because without them I really wouldn't be anything. And I really want to connect with you guys, and I want you guys to get to know me, because I've been, you know, on the gram, I've been on Tumblr or whatever, on social media for a minute, but I don't feel like you guys really got to know me, and I don't really open myself up that much, but I'm learning to this year, and it's all part of my healing process also, just being more open, more vulnerable, and building better and stronger connections with people. So one of the best ways I thought to do that was to just focus on my YouTube and talk to you guys some more. I know I had my YouTube back with my boyfriend a few years ago, and we stopped. And it's just because I took a break because I didn't like the negativity that it was bringing, if we're being honest. You know, there's always going to be people that hate for no reason. There's always going to be people that try to meddle in your life, and you can do all that to me and solely me, but you can't do that to my relationship. I don't like negativity in my life, and so if I can stop it, I will stop it. Not that I let haters or negativity get to me, but if I can put a pause on something and exclude myself from a situation, I will do that. So, you know, with that being said, we took a break from doing videos together, and we focused on each other, and we keep things private now. Although we didn't really share much with you guys anyway, but because we didn't share much, there were people that would make stuff up, and I was just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So fuck you guys. But I guess that leads us to the next question. How do you deal with the haters and negativity? I really don't. I choose not to deal with that. I block people. I leave them on red. I ignore. And if I have time, I will give you my time. If you're coming for me, I'm gonna be mean to you, and I'm gonna laugh in your face, and I'm gonna make you feel like shit. So you can't do it to me, but I promise you that if you come for me, I'm gonna do it back to you, because I'm petty queen, and I don't care. I'm gonna be petty for the rest of my fucking life. But most of the time, I just ignore people, and I really could care less, because if you take the time out of your day and you take energy out of your life to make a fake page or to comment negative things about people, and make up things about people, you need to figure out what's going on in your life and go heal that, because that ain't my business, and you can take it out on me all you want, and that shit will not faze me. So that's how I deal with people. I don't. So the next question is, how long have you and Rob been together, and when did y'all decide to move in together? So we've been together for about 7 years. A long ass motherfucking time. But We decided to move in with each other last year. You know, we took our time with our relationship, and we're still taking our time. There's no rush for anything. It was really random and spontaneous. We just looked at each other. We were like, you want to do this? Like, let's just go for it. And literally, within a few weeks, we moved in with each other. And we found an apartment and we moved in. So the next question is, how does having your first apartment feel, and any advice on how to move out? So having my first apartment really feels so amazing. Like, I am at like peace. Like, I don't gotta answer to nobody. I don't have to like check in with my parents. Like, this is when I'm coming home. This is no, okay. But because everything is so goddamn expensive now, I suggest staying with your parents as long as you possibly can, because inflation is no joke right now. So bills is crazy. But definitely I've gained like a new sense of independence. It definitely motivates me to go harder just so I could pay my bills. But my advice to those moving out, you know, just have a good savings to move out, and keep a good savings once you move in, you know, for emergencies and things like that. Also, know how to budget, know how to make a couple meals for yourself, know how to clean thoroughly. And if you're moving in with a partner, you know, talk about chores, talk about what you expect from each other, how you split the bills, things like that, to each their own. But yeah, that's really it. If you're able to move out, enjoy it, have fun. Make sure that your home is your safe space. Make sure that your home is peaceful. You know, you want to come home and not have it be chaos. You know, I feel like when we're all like with our family, sometimes it could be a little chaotic, and we all want to like a little break from that. So make sure that your home is not chaotic. And that's my only advice. My next question is, how do you get over hard times in your relationship, especially living together? So for us, communication is for sure key. Now that we live together, I feel our communication is a lot better. We're able to discuss our feelings more maturely. We know, you know, what bothers us, little triggers, things like that. We know what to expect from each other. We know our boundaries. So when we do have those little bumps in the road, it's easier to get over. I'm not saying that this relationship at least, is perfect, but we've managed to work together. Next question is, do you want marriage and kids? And if so, how many kids? I do want marriage and I do want kids, but I don't want it right now. I'm not in a rush. I am not one of those girls that are like, you need to put a ring on it now. Like, I know girls my age that are like 1 to 2 years into a relationship. I should say 2 to 3, but I know girls that are 2 years in a relationship asking for a ring. And I'm like, girl, you don't even know the person. Trust me, take your time. Like, yo, live your fucking life. Especially if you're young. Like, I don't know what the fucking rush is to have kids or, like, marriage, but I just want to live my life. And I know my boyfriend wants the same thing, so there is no rush for any of that. But eventually down the road, I do want marriage and I do want kids. I definitely think that marriage is important, especially when you have kids. And so if I was to have kids, it would be like when I'm like 28, 30-ish, around that age. But I only want like 1 or 2 kids. I'm not going above that. It's not happening. Like, I like kids and I like babies, but I like other people's babies because they don't come home with me. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can wait on that. But babies are blessings. And raising kids is a blessing. But I can wait. Right now, I'm raising or helping raise my 12-year-old sister. So, I got my hands full. Okay? She is a preteen now. Give me a break. So, to my family, my boyfriend's family, we're gonna wait, okay? No babies right now. Thank you. And if you want a baby, you gonna pay those bills. Because I know I'm not. Next question is, how do you picture yourself 5 years from now? Hopefully, let me see. Hopefully I have kids. And I have a house, and I'm married, and I'm successful and rich and things like that. But I don't really look too far ahead in the future because you just never know if you're even gonna make it that far ahead. So I like to live and go day by day. And although I'm working to secure that type of future right now, I also like to go day by day and just take it slow and be patient and see where life takes me, because you really just never know. So I don't really like to look that far ahead, but hopefully that's how my life ends up. If not, I want to be traveling the world. I want to have fun and be rich, and that's really it. What are your favorite hobbies and things to do? So my favorite things to do is go out to eat. I love to spoil myself. I love to get my hair done, my nails done. I love doing my makeup. Those are like little things I love to do. But some of my favorite hobbies is definitely, taking walks. I love going to the park. My favorite park is Brooklyn Bridge Park in Dumbo. I love going there. I love taking walks there, picnics, things like that. That's why I'm so excited for like the spring and summertime, because I love being there. I also just like love doing like spontaneous things. And I also like reading like forums late at night. Like that's one of my hobbies. Like if I can't sleep, I'm up reading a bunch of random forums on like Reddit and like other like websites. I don't know. I learn so much from them, but I love reading random forums. What are 3 things on your bucket list? 3 things on my bucket list. I definitely want to skydive, but not right now because I love my life. I think I would do that like if I'm having like a midlife crisis or I'm like about to die type shit. But skydiving can wait. And I promised myself that the only place I will ever skydive, and I'm only doing it once, is in Dubai. So the day that I make it to Dubai is the day that I will skydive. Other than that, I'm not skydiving right now. Another thing on my bucket list is to travel the world. I want to go to as many countries as I can. I'm glad that my parents instilled traveling at such a young age. I've gone to a lot of countries throughout my life because of my parents. My parents love to travel, and I want to continue doing that and go to the places that like my mom and my dad haven't been to yet. So I guess that my 3rd thing, my dream, like my ultimate dream, is to buy a piece of land and just have like an animal sanctuary. Like I want pigs, I want goats, I want a donkey, I want cattle, I want a horse, I want puppies, I want cats, and I want handicapped animals as well. I want it all. I want them on my land. I want to take care of them. That is what I want in my life. My parents always thought I was going to be like a veterinarian, but I didn't go into that field. But I want to take care of animals. If you know me, you know how much I love animals. One day I will go vegan. I will. It is one of my goals in life. But or vegetarian, I don't know, or pescatarian, I don't know. We're gonna get somewhere soon, okay? But definitely to own a piece of land and take care of animals. That is what I want to do later in life. So my next question is, how have you been dealing with grieving? So if you don't know, my mother passed away last year. It's about to be 1 year in May officially since she's passed, and I've actually been okay. My grieving process has been healthy, and I guess it's because her death was not unexpected. It's something that we all prepared for as a family. For others, it was unexpected, but for the immediate family, it wasn't. You know, she was so strong, and she just instilled that in me, and I took on her strength, because she taught us that you just have to live every single day no matter your circumstances. I mean, she was so sick. She had stage 4 breast cancer, and if you know, you know how serious that is and how detrimental that is to one's body, and family. But she lived every day to her fullest. She was sick and she would still go to work. Her job was her life, okay? Like, she loved working. She loved what she did. She would go out, you know, she would party, she would drink, she would dance, she would have fun, she would go on vacations, she would go here and there, she would go shop. She didn't care. She was gonna live her life, okay? And so that's how I want to live my life. And she was just such a light that light follows me. So I know that even on the days that I'm sad, she's still with me, and I'm gonna be okay. So that's how I get through my sad days. And when I am sad, I do take the time out to cry. I take the time out to feel my feelings. I go to my support systems. I talk about my feelings. You know, I don't keep everything bottled in. But then I go about my day, and then I'm okay. And I always have a reminder that even though she's not here physically, she's still with me, and then I feel a bit better. My next question is, how is it helping raise a younger sibling? This is why I'm not in a rush to have kids, because raising a sibling is not easy, you know, especially when it's helping my dad raise my sister, especially because she's a preteen. This is the age where, you know, things get a little more serious. She's not really a little girl anymore, and there's no rewinding back to being a little girl. So I know I was a handful growing up, so I just know that my sister's gonna be like 10 times worse than me because she's already a handful. But it's just about having an open communication, the three of us. I'm building better communication, like with my dad, to ensure the development of my sister. I've been in her shoes, and I know what I would have wanted growing up. So I try to tell my dad, you know, like the things that I would have wanted from him, so that he can give to my sister, so that they can build a better relationship than maybe the one that me and my parents had. Not that we had a bad relationship, but it could have been better. And so this is like my father's second chance to build a better relationship with his child. And like I said, I know that I'm not my sister's mom, although I am on mom duty now. I'm still her big sister, so I'm not really too on top of her. Like, I still want her to trust me and confide in me and come to me when she needs me as a sister. And I don't want her to feel like she can't do those things because I'm being like overly motherly. That's not my child. She is my sister. So I've set that boundary between the three of us. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's only been a year now, so we're getting there. There is progress. And then my last question is, you always advocate for mental health. Any advice on life for those struggling with life, mental health, school, work, etc.? You know, mental health is not talked about often, especially in our community. I wish it was, and that's why I post a lot about it. I advocate for mental health. I advocate for therapy and counseling, whether it's therapy for yourself so you can heal, family counseling, family therapy, relationship therapy, whatever the case is. And we all need to heal. We all have traumas that need to be dealt with, especially in our community, you know, the brown and black community. My biggest advice is just to live every single day like it's your last. Take care of your mental. Don't work so fucking hard, okay? Like, I think one thing that my parents did that made me not want to do was work so fucking hard. I'm blessed. Don't get me wrong. I was blessed because of their hard work. But when work becomes your entire life and your family gets affected, your health gets affected, you know, you're not happy, that's when it becomes a problem. So always take care of yourself mentally and physically. Don't put your all into something that you're truly not passionate about. And don't be so serious about life. I mean, everybody is always so fucking serious. Take it easy. Heal your wounds. Heal your past trauma, childhood traumas, whatever the case is. Love the people around you. Build better relationships. Do what you want to do. Figure out what you're passionate about. Do more of your hobbies. Put your time into more things that you love. That's what brings happiness. And I myself am learning to do those things. I don't have it all figured out. I do little things to make myself happier than the day before. Obviously, there's days where I fucking lose it and I break down too, but it's about getting yourself back up. And if you need that extra guidance, go for it. You know, get that therapy. Talk to somebody about your feelings if you don't have a close support system or you don't have anybody to talk to. It really helps understand why you do the things that you do and how you can stop things that are detrimental to your mental health. And that, my friends, is the end of my Q&A. You guys better have chugged your glass with me because I am all for a good time and it's 5 p.m. somewhere. So that is the end of our little Q&A. I also want to do like a juicier version. Like, we're going to get a little spicy. So let me know if you want to see that. But I think my next video is going to be a cooking one because you guys have been requesting that. So let me know what you want me to cook. I have a lot of recipes in my book. So if you want something a little bit more difficult or you want like an easy recipe, let me know in the comments. But I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.